So what's amazing about the S&P 500 is it was a relatively steady list that once you were a big enough company to get on that, the Fortune 500, etc., you had a long staying power, and it was measured in decades overall. With the pace that innovation is happening today, it's never been a shorter lifespan of a company that is on there and their logo is gone shortly thereafter. And some of it's because of mergers and acquisitions, but a lot of it is because these companies just did not predict the turn and see where their industry was changing. And that's companies like Blockbuster, Circuit City, Eastman Kodak that once were some of the largest in their industry, and now they're not even around. My career started at Procter & Gamble. Started right out of school as a assistant brand manager, moving into P&G Beauty, and spent 7 years doing the traditional kind of brand manager path. Went down to the Walmart customer team, spent time with our largest retailer, and then in 2008 had an opportunity to actually come up to the P&G corporate headquarters and work on the digital business strategy team. And that team was really in that first steps of how do we embrace digital and how do we think about it and how do we think about these new business models that are emerging. In 2010, left that role to go be the chief marketing officer for Rockfish. Rockfish is a digital innovation agency that I joined when we were about 60 people. We'd started in Bentonville, Arkansas. Fast forward 6 years later, we're over 300 people. We were bought by WPP, the world's largest advertising holding company. And we had a chance to work with some of the biggest brands in the world on this change that's taking place. Simultaneously to that, I also started the Brandery as a co-founder for that, which is a startup accelerator that accepts 10 companies a year. And we've had about 65 graduates over the course of the program that have raised north of $150 million in venture capital from that time. So as I always say, I spend my days and weekends, or my days helping the world's largest companies, and then my nights and weekends helping those startups and venture capitalists that are hoping to disrupt those very companies. So it's a conflicted personality. So I wrote Predicting the Turn really inspired by the life I was living every day, both as a former brand builder, a venture capitalist, and somebody that was an advisor to startups. And there was an evolution that I saw play out over the last decade that 10 years ago, marketers were looking at digital as a marketing tool, a new advertising tool. And what was happening was intrepid entrepreneurs were actually seeing this rise of digital as a way for them to create new business models. And so they didn't think of digital marketing, they thought of digital business models. And that's created this wave of innovation and disruption that has really changed what competition means for the biggest brand marketers out there. That they are now faced with a competitor that are almost using their former advantages of scale against them, because it's not about having the marketing budget for a $1 million TV ad. It's about performance marketing and other ways that really create a new competitive advantage. And that's what I mean when I say high stakes business. High stakes business is about the fact that it's not about just market share anymore. It's about people that are looking at your business and saying you're a dinosaur that isn't evolving, and they're going to come and change your business.